In today's video, I talk about Canada's Old Age Security Pension, or OAS for short. The old age pension security that we know today began in 1952 and is one of the cornerstones of Canada's retirement pensionable income. The OAS pension provides a base, very base, pension that is meant to supplement your other types of retirement income. If you qualify, you'll receive OAS for the rest of your life. Today, I share with you the ins and outs of OAS, what it takes to qualify, how much you may get when you retire, and I take a look at the dreaded OAS clawback. I'm Maureen Dobransky, and this is Money Minute Mondays, where I share a money tip in 10 minutes or less. And this is Life Starts at Retirement. Before I get into the ins and outs of OAS, I just want to say I am not a financial planner, and this is not to be considered in any way financial advice. I'm just a frustrated Canadian that was trying to muddle my way through retirement lifestyle and the financial aspects and pensions of retirement, and so I decided to do something about it. As I mentioned, the OAS program provides a base, again, a very base level of pension income. It's meant to supplement your other forms of income in Canada. So other forms of income could include CPP, and I have a video for that, which I'll link in the comments below. It could include your RSP if you have a pension where you work, or any other investments that you might have, TFSA, etc., any other investments. It's just meant as a supplement to your other types of income. OAS is available for anybody ages 65 and over that meet the legal requirements, which we'll discuss right away. The big difference between OAS and CPP is that OAS is available. There's a legal requirement for you to have it, and it's a residency requirement versus having had worked. So you may not have worked a day in your life in Canada, and yet you still qualify for the OAS pension. So how do you qualify to get OAS? For the far majority of us, it's very, very simple. There's a few scenarios, but let's just take them one at a time. First, if you are living in Canada, you must be at least 65 years of age or older. You must be a legal resident of Canada or a Canadian citizen at the time that your application is approved, and you must have lived in Canada for a minimum of 40 years from the time that you were 18 or any time over 18. So 40 years between 18 and 65. Now that's to get the full pension. There are partial pensions available if you've lived in Canada for less than the 40 years, but the minimum you must have lived in Canada is 10 years. If you're in Canada for less than 10 years, you simply don't qualify. Now, if you're in Canada for more than 10 years, but less than the 40 years, just simply take the number of years that you've lived in Canada, divide it by 40, and you'll get the percent of the pension that you'll receive. If you are living outside of Canada, you also must be 65 years of age or older. You must be a Canadian citizen or a legal resident on the day before you left Canada, and you must have lived in Canada at least 20 years between the ages of 18 and 65. Now, if you're in the Canadian Armed Forces or maybe working for a Canadian company that is working abroad, you may be able to have those years apply toward your OAS. But because that's not as common, I'm just going to leave the link in the video below. If that does apply to you, please click on that link and it'll take you right where you need to be. One other way of being eligible to receive the OAS is if you live in a country that Canada has a social security agreement with. Now, surprisingly, there's about 60 different countries that we have this social security agreement with. And once again, just because it's not quite as common, I'll leave that link in the comments as well. And you can click on that link. It'll take you right where you need to be if that is your scenario. So when can I get this pension? And the big one is, how much will I get? Well, the full amount of OAS for 2022 is $648.67. Now, I did mention it was a base level pension, and that is the full amount that you can get. That amount is reviewed in January, April, July, and October every year to reflect increases in the cost of living. And for the most part, the Government of Canada will automatically send you notification just prior to your 65th birthday. Here's what's coming. Here's how much you're going to get. And if for some reason you don't get contacted by your 65th birthday, please go to Service Canada and check it out. But for the most part, you will receive this pension the month after you turn 65. Please remember, though, when you're receiving your OAS, you receive the full amount. And even though, of course, in Canada, it's taxable, they do not take taxes off at source. So there will be no income taxes deducted. When you go to file your income taxes at the end of the year, that's when you will have to pay income taxes on it. If you would prefer to pay taxes on at source and have it deducted before you ever get it, you need to contact and go to your Service Canada website and ask them to take those taxes off at source. Now, I did say you automatically receive it at 65, but you don't have to automatically receive it at 65. You can delay it just like you can delay your CPP. Now, you can't take it earlier than 65, but anywhere between 65 and 70, you can make that decision if you'd like to delay it. And also similar to CPP, if you do delay it, the government has an incentive for you to make that delay and to make that decision. So if you choose to delay it for each month that you take it after the age of 65, the Government of Canada will increase it by 0.6% or 7.2% per year. And if you wait the whole 5 years, so from 65 to 70, that's 36% more by delaying it. Now, no conversation when we're talking about the OAS is complete if we don't chat about what I call the dreaded OAS clawback. Now, because the OAS is meant to supplement your other forms of retirement income, when you hit a certain level of income, the Government of Canada will claw back or take it back from you and give you less of OAS because you've hit that retirement income. The OAS clawback is actually a recovery tax, if you will, where if your worldwide net income is over $79,845 for 2021, then the Canadian government will begin to claw back some of your OAS for the following year. So it's really quite simple, but quite aggravating as well. Here's how it works. So for every dollar you make over the $79,845, then the Canadian government in July of the next year, and I'll explain the reason why July in a minute, but July of the next year will begin to take some of your OAS back. And for every dollar that you're over, they take 15 cents or 15% back. Now, once you hit the dollar figure of $129,757, all of your OAS will be gone. You will not receive any OAS for the following year. Now, I say it starts in July because our taxes in Canada here are due in the month of April. And typically, once you file your taxes for the month of April or for that previous year in April, they'll have done your taxes and sorted them out, figured out what your income was for 2021. If it's over that $79,845, the next payment you get in July will be cut back. A few quick things to be mindful of. If you are selling an investment or maybe pulling additional funds for a big holiday or a car out of your RRSP, just be cautious of that $79,845 net limit because it could trigger you to lose some of your OAS for the following year. So I hope this gives you a basic understanding of OAS and how it works. Stay tuned. I will have a future video on some more in-depth tips and strategies on how to avoid that OAS clawback. And also, please consider subscribing as it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And I think so many people need to see these types of videos. I'm Maureen Dobransky, and this is Life Starts at Retirement.